My first interaction was actually in a parking lot. I was carrying my little guy into his first visit. I didn't know where I was going or who I was looking for. In the parking lot, I ran into his dad, and he said, "That's my kid." And that's how we met. And I have to say that it was probably several weeks of these visits, and we would see them once a week, at first at the CPS office. And we would kind of awkwardly make the exchange, and I'd come and pick him up. And it took me several visits before I even got up the courage to say, "My name's Julie." And now looking back, I can't believe that we ever felt like that with each other, because we've gotten so close. With my next placement, I knew from the beginning that I wanted to go in and immediately be available if they wanted me to be. And so introducing myself immediately, saying, "My name's Julie. I promise to love your child and support you through this." And to kind of slowly build up to a place where they could trust.
I try really hard to reach out to those family members to keep those connections. I share photos of special events. I invite them to things. I encourage the children to go over there and visit, making sure that they are mindful of how they act, that they're helpful when they go there, that they are being respectful, involving them with outings with their cousins, going swimming, doing other things, birthday parties.
Our first placement, the mom was wonderful. She had made mistakes that resulted in her kids being in foster care, but she was really involved and motivated to get custody back of her children. And so communicating with her was easy. One kind of roadblock that we ran into in our second placement was that the parents were not willing to engage in services whatsoever. And because they wouldn't submit to drug tests, they were denied visitation with their child. And we had zero communication with them. They had very minimal conversation with their CPS worker as well. And so our ability to make attempts were limited. And so communication in that regards did not go well. We weren't able to facilitate a relationship.
When we first started engaging with our first foster son's biological parents, they were super sweet. They showed up to all the visits. They showed up early. We would start at our car and unload everything together and walk into the office together, and then we'd talk beforehand. I brought my daughter along with me. She was around 2 at the time when that case started, and I think it just gave us this feeling of being parents hanging out with their children, more of almost a play date or friend feel than the awkwardness of sitting in a CPS office together, both parenting the same child but not in the same household. So I think that gave us a lot of just footing to stand on and almost normalcy in this really weird situation that we all found ourselves in.